So I'm a meditation guide and alternative therapist, and I offer meditation experiences for women 40 plus, busy women 40 plus.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started with this episode.
Say meditation experiences because my classes aren't just not just meditation. There are other modalities thrown in, so it could be crystal therapy, it could be sound therapy, it could be face massage. So I incorporate different things into the classes to give them a bit of a different edge, and so that women get more than one thing when they come to that meditation. So yeah, that's what I do. That's one of the things that I do. I'm also a retreat founder and leader. So I'm founder and retreat leader at the Soul Care Retreat. And again, it's for busy women 40 plus who don't get the time to take time out for themselves, to actually relax, to connect with themselves and to restore themselves. And in general, we go through a lot day to day with, just running the home, work life, family commitments. We go through grief, we go through divorce, through different types of loss, and we're never sort of taken. We may go and get our nails done, or go and get a pedicure, or treat ourselves, go out with our friends, but actually spending time on restoring ourselves with restorative treatments, massage and things like that. We don't see it as a priority, and it most certainly is. So I've created the retreat space for those busy women who, don't get the time on a day-to-day basis to actually go within to retreat, to be able to do that, to release, to rejuvenate, to restore and reconnect. So that's a little bit about me and what I do.
You were born in the UK. Do you want to say anything about your background, where you're coming from, and let us know something about you personally?
Okay, so yes, I was born in the UK, in London, to Jamaican parents. Um, Lived in London all my life. Yeah, lived in London all my life. But I do enjoy going around, I've stayed in lots of different places in the UK, so I haven't just always been in London. Lived in London, yes. But yeah, I've travelled around a fair bit, and seen different parts of the UK, and would possibly at some point like to venture out more towards the countryside, because I do like nature, the benefits that it can give to us. But I still wouldn't want to be too far away from London, which is my home. It's what I know and what I love.
All right. So, what would you want somebody to know about London? Because this is your city. I mean, give us your experience of London. Give us some curiosity.
Okay, what do I love about London? I guess the vibrancy and the way it's easy to access most places. And it's also what I know. I say it's more what I know. What else do I enjoy about London? The nature spots in particular. So I love that, you can be in a really busy part of London, but then you can find somewhere that's really secluded and really quiet, that you can just go within and be undisturbed. There are places like that exist. So I guess I like the fact that with London, you can have the really busy lifestyle if you wish to, but you can also choose to have a slower lifestyle.
That's lovely. That's absolutely interesting. What about the other side of you now? Because you're coming from Jamaica. Actually, your parents are coming from Jamaica, and you were born in the UK. Um, is there anything that is particularly interesting to you in Jamaica? Like, have you been there? Do you go there often? Do you have some connection there? Is it a place that you sort of dream of? Anything you want to share about your Jamaica origin?
What do I want to share? I'm very proud of my Jamaican origin. Um, would I like to live there at some point? Probably, I'd like to have a holiday home. Um, I probably wouldn't want to live there because it's, I mean, a lot of the family that are in Jamaica are the younger generation, and there's not really a connection. My grandfather has passed away. He only has two siblings left now, three siblings left, and only one of them is in Jamaica. So there's nothing. Um, there's no one there in terms of, if I was to go and live, um, to have that support network that I do here. But I would like to, as I say, have a holiday home there at some stage, and do something like, build a school, um, or be part of building a school or a hospital, and giving back. Because yeah, both on both sides, both parents are there from there. Obviously, both my sets of grandparents. So my Jamaican roots are very strong.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about meditation and therapy. That is what you do. But
Mm.
actually, I'm trying to see if we can concentrate on the business side of it because most people that are following this podcast, they
Yeah.
are new to businesses. They want to understand how they can profit from what they know by helping
Okay.
others, and meditation, helping people to take advantage of this possibility of tapping into your inner self, with the
Mm.
nature, the energy all around can also be something important. So I
Yeah.
would like you to, first of all, speak to me about what meditation really entails, what you do with this area. So help us with that.
Okay. So meditation is about just being. It's about going within, connecting with yourself, and being mindful in that moment. What it's not about, what a lot of people, a common myth, you have to block all your thoughts out. And if you can't do that, then, it's not meditation. We're human beings, and your thoughts are going to come in, but it's learning how not to engage with those thoughts, how allow them to come, but don't engage with them, and allowing them to, um, freeing your mind of those thoughts, by connecting to the breath, by learning to follow the breath, and also by, one of the things I share about meditation is the fact, people say it's really, that you can't find anywhere in London to meditate. It's too busy, there's too much noise. But actually, um, I incorporate noise into my meditation, because the reality is we don't live in the country, we live in a busy, noisy city. So when you hear a car coming past, in the midst of a meditation, rather than allowing it to distract you, what is actually really relaxing is to follow the sound with your ears. So to hear it as it comes, to walk closer to your ear, follow that dip in the middle as it starts to get a little bit further away, and just keep following it until you can no longer hear it. Um, and if we incorporate that into our meditation practice, you'll find that you become a better meditator, and you're able to sit in meditation for longer periods of time. So I like the fact that it helps people to relax, to be mindful, to connect with yourself. I mean, a lot of the time we'll go around day to day really busy, so you're not taking notice of yourself and what's going on in your body. But for most people, in the middle of the day, if I was to say to you, place your hand on your heart, you it would probably be beating a little bit faster than normal, depending on whether you were working, what you were doing. um and so it's about just taking that moment out, placing your hand on your heart, connecting with yourself, slowing yourself down in that moment, and then returning to the present.
How do you set up the business of meditation, or actually set up a business around it so that you don't waste your time? I know maybe you might like to do it, but we're actually interested in you able to profit from what you know how to do. It might be that you are helping people, but we don't want you to help people now and start begging money to survive to pay your rent. So that's why
Of
I'm
course, we have
interested
to
in the
eat, right?
business, yeah, the business
Yeah.
around it. Help me understand that.
So, the business around it, I offer to earn money from meditation. I offer classes. So I offer master classes for women to come and hone in on their meditation practice. So I do an online master classes. I also do one-to-one. So that's another way. There's also videos, that you can. I mean, I do a lot of free meditation videos that I put out there, but you can also purchase videos. You can create videos for people to purchase, events, retreats like what I'm doing, where you provide a space um, for women to. I mean, my retreat is about soul care, so it's not just meditation. There are lots of other modalities and healing treatments that the women get to tap into on the retreat. Um, but I mean, those are just a few of the ways. There are numerous ways. Um, working at festivals, so well-being festivals, well-being events, um, getting yourself out there as a meditation teacher, a meditation guide, um, getting yourself booked to take other people's classes. I also do weddings, um, and special occasions. So whether it be a baby shower or christening, I can do a meditation, and I have done meditations with um, couples to be, where we do a cleansing meditation and set their intentions before the wedding. So there's numerous ways. It's just for me about being creative. So I teach meditation, but how can I be creative with that? In terms of my offerings, and there's so many things, there's so many different ways to earn money as a meditation guide, collaborating with other people. um, so it could be collaborating with someone who does yoga, maybe, and putting on an event for people who like meditation and yoga specifically. So yeah, there's lots and lots of ways.
Lots of way. That's good. So, which one is your main way of sustaining your business around meditation?
Okay, so now it's my meditation masterclasses and workshops where I work with women using my 5-minute meditation method, um, and get them up to, by the end of that masterclass, you will be able to meditate for 30 minutes at a time with ease. Um, so that's my main thing. Also, I do a masterclass for other women that want to host their own retreat, or women that want to host their own retreats. So whatever that retreat may be, it doesn't have to be meditation. It could be a business retreat, a mum's retreat, whatever it is. I do a masterclass showing you step by step how to find your niche, um, how to everything from start to finish, how to find your your audience, how to market, your branding, a step-by-step guide, um, and sharing the mistakes that I made when organizing my first retreat, so that I can help women not to make the same mistake when organizing theirs. So there's those two master classes, and then there's the retreats themselves. We have 4 retreats per year, um, for 25 women, anything between 22 and 25 women. So yeah, that's how I get
Mhm.
my income. Um, and then I'm currently um, working on building a franchise so that women in other cities can be running their own retreats without the worry of how to plan and organize it. They'll have a ready to go package, and they will then run the retreat in, whatever city they're in with their own team. So yeah, that's how I make my income.
And that's very interesting.
Thank you.
And to whomever that put his or herself out there to help another person or people, whatever you get from it as a form of income, a reward, you deserve it. You
Thank
deserve to be
you.
paid for your
Yes.
service.
Thanks.
All right. Now, there are some individuals out there who do not know how to find their niche. You did make mention of it a couple of seconds ago.
Mhm.
If you were to say something to them to help them find their own niche in maybe in meditation or in other form of business. Anyway, most of the thing that we concentrate on here is content creation, where people
Mhm.
can create content for themselves. Of course, meditation also is very important now because you need to be able to recharge your energy at the end of the day. You need to be when the spirit is not high enough. You need to know what to do so that you can be at float in it. So, to those who do not know how to find their niche, what do you want to say to them?
First of all, you've got to f- find your purpose. Find your purpose, and who is it you want to help? Is it and I think when you or finding your purpose and finding deciding who you want to help, thinking about who is it that you want to help. For me, it's kind of the two are slightly married, um, in that I thought I'd found my purpose in running monthly meditation or weekly meditation classes and monthly meditation classes. Um, I then started organizing the retreat and then actually found this is my purpose. And even the way it was just literally being, sold out, the amount of inquiries that were coming in. And so I realized that actually, yes, my purpose is teaching meditation, but not doing weekly or monthly classes. It was taking women away for the weekend in that space, in that safe space, um, and working with them, offering meditation and all these different things that the other therapists and facilitators on my team offer. Um, so I'd say the two, so finding your niche, and also I found my niche through knowing what my own needs were. So I wanted to help women like me. So they're all kind of intertwined for me. Um, but yeah, it was my own need to retreat, my own need to release. I have a lot to deal with on a daily basis. And just in general, what life has thrown at me, and not necessarily having the time to grieve. Um, so you suffered this loss and you're living with it. Um, but have you ever really had the time to grieve when on reflection? Probably not, because you've had to keep going, because you've had people that have been relying on you. So it's providing. So I needed that space, and I knew that there were other women out there like me, who keep going, who, you know, stuff may go wrong, you dust yourself off, you get back up, and you try again, to quote. Um, and so I knew that this space was needed, and that I was completely right just by, seeing the sold out tickets and the response from it. So maybe the first step is to think about what do you need? What is it that you need? What is it that you need support with? And how could you help to support other women with that? And that may not be what you want to do at all, but then you need to start thinking about, what do I enjoy? So if you enjoy arts and crafts, or if you enjoy, I don't know, gardening, maybe you need to have a think around there. What could I offer? Okay, I really love gardening, I really love weeding and stuff like that, and actually there are people who really hate it. So is that my niche? And how can I appeal to those people, and that's by sharing your own story about your, or being to be able to connect with their um, hate for gardening, then say, for example, and how you can address that problem, how you can help them with that. So yeah, I'd very much say it starts with finding out or thinking about what support you would need, or something you've been through and bounced back from, that actually someone else, you could help someone else too, um, and go from there. Go from there.
Thank you so much for that. What about the marketing? Because now you know what you have to do, you know who you are going to be serving. But how do you go about marketing your services so that people can know that you can help them? Because if you don't do this, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be difficult for people to suddenly realize that they can come to you. Help me
Yeah,
with
of
that.
course. So for me, marketing, I'm not fantastic at marketing at all. It's something I do plan to get help with, but at the moment I have to do it myself. So I rely on social media heavily, um, and I try to put myself on as many platforms as I can. Obviously manageable, because there's no point just putting yourself on a platform and not actually using it. But I use Facebook, I use Instagram. I don't really use Twitter, although I have an account. Um, I also, put things on Eventbrite. There's obviously my website, but I would say the best form of marketing is word of mouth, and that's how, certainly the first, the launch retreat in September sold out. That was by sending it out via WhatsApp, um, and I'd say that's where the between that and Instagram is where I get most. um, most of our retreaters, my clients, for the meditation one-to-one stuff that I offer. Um, yeah, and it's being about being consistent as well, being realistic, as I say, in terms of how much time you can put into it and what you can afford. Um, Blogging, trying to get yourself, if you're an expert in a certain field, write for magazines, contact them. And for me, it's about just being fearless in contacting people, because what's the worst people can say? They can say no. Collaborate with other people on Instagram. Go live with somebody who also offers something of value. Um, and that way you can both work together to hopefully raise each other's profile, because people who follow you are maybe, going to jump on and then maybe follow that person, and be interested in something that they offer, and vice versa. Um, yeah, so that's the marketing advice that I would give. And also be really consistent in your branding, and make sure that when people see your brochure, um, whatever it is that you're posting, that it stands out. I mean, we look at McDonald's. If you think of McDonald's straight and away, aside from the burgers, if you ask some people to think about it, say something that conjures up McDonald's, straight away the image that comes into my mind is red and yellow. Starbucks, green and white. And if you saw those particular colors together, even if you saw someone wearing them on the street, straight away you're going to think of McDonald's, or you're going to think of Starbucks, um, because their colors are they're common, very common colors, but they stand out and they're memorable. So make sure that it's memorable. Try and stick to, and I'm not a social media expert at all. I'm just giving my own experience. Um, but yeah, make your brand stand out, and also make it make sense. So if you're offering relaxing treatments, you probably wouldn't want to use the color red. If you want to say something really powerful, then you would probably use the color red. Um, if I was, wanted to go for a relaxing feel, there's colors like lavender, purple, greens, natural colors. So think about the colors you're using. Think about what you want your brand to say. What's your brand message? Um, and just think about what those colors conjure up, and do your research. There's lots of stuff on Pinterest, lots of stuff online. Um, yeah, so that would be my advice there.
I was going through your Instagram, no, sorry, your LinkedIn page a couple of minutes ago before I started to talk to you. And I think my eye caught something like alternative healing therapy. I don't
Mhm.
know if you want to say anything in relation to that. What does it mean, and how do you embark on that?
Okay, so the alternative therapy part is I offer crystal therapy. So it's using crystal healing crystals um, to provide healing treatments, is what I'm going to say to make it for those who don't know much about crystal therapy. So it's placing crystals on the body. Um, it could be to create balance. Um, it could be to provide pain relief. There are so many different reasons that people come for crystal therapy, but it's in a nutshell, placement of crystals along the body um, to provide healing for um, and not just for women, for anyone, but I'm saying for women because I specifically work with women. I also offer sound healing, which again is using instruments to create balance, to help people to relax. Um, I also offer Indian head massage, hand massage, facials. Trying to think because there's quite a few things that I offer, but those are the main things. And as I say, I weave those modalities into other things that I offer. So, for example, I may do a crystal meditation. And if it was for self-love, for example, I would use crystals that enhance self-love, amethyst, rose quartz, um, and incorporate those into that meditation practice. Um, so yeah, it's um, alternative therapists in terms of there are, you could go to a therapist that offers, um, so it's alternative to what I guess what you would get from your GP. Or anything like that. And that's not to say that you shouldn't go to your GP and you should come to me. Of course, if there's something wrong, you should always consult your GP, not just rely on um, what your therapist is saying to you. Obviously, those treatments are fantastic. But yeah, it should never be replaced, or medical care should never, or medical advice should never be replaced with, the advice of an alternative therapist. Do always check with your GP.
All right. Now, if you were to say maybe in clear and simple terms, um, what are the real advantages of this kind of therapy? Why would someone need to come to you or come to a therapist for this kind of services?
Um, because they may be feeling stressed, um, need to relax. Some people prefer alternative therapies to going to the GP. For example, they may be suffering with, I don't know, headaches, which again, you should always consult your GP, but they may want to try and find an alternative way that isn't going to involve taking, medication and stuff like that. Um, so it's an alternative to, the I don't, how can I say it? I guess it's an alternative way of treating things, um, or an additional way. So you may go to your GP and your GP prescribes X, but there's also this that you could do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure, it does. It does. All right, now, thank you so much. Now, for people who want to get connected to you, who want to benefit from your service, how can they reach out to you?
So to get in contact with me, um, you can do so via my Instagram. Shall I share the handle?
Sure.
So you can get in touch with me via Instagram. I do have a couple of accounts, but I'll give the retreat account, and then you'll find my other stuff from there. It's at the Soul Care Retreat, and that's the Soul Care Retreat. Um, Also via email, hello at the Soul Care Retreat. And those are I'd say, and via my website, which is thesoulcareretreat.co.uk. And if you go there, you'll find how to contact me everywhere. So we have the Self-Love Edition retreat coming up in September. Retreat is sold out, but we have our Self-Love Edition retreat coming up in February next year. Space is already on sale. We'd offer payment plans. So because the thing for me was to make retreating affordable, because there are lots of retreats out there, but they're not necessarily accessible in terms of affordability. So yeah, definitely take a look on the website. And if there's anyone that does happen to listen to the podcast, that wants to come on the retreat, if they say that they heard about the retreat on the podcast, then I will give a 10% discount off of the retreat. And I think, take a look at my website. Do take a look at what we offer. We also have a Facebook group, which is free to join. You don't have to retreat with us to join that group, but I do run free meditation classes on a Sunday, and different other things that you can access from joining our Facebook community. And again, if you go on our website, you'll see all of that information there.
Thank you so much, dear Amanda. I really appreciate the time and the sharing here.
You're welcome. You're most welcome.
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewafo. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you in the next episode.